All right. Hello from Budapest after a 7 hour trip, 7 hours sitting on a bus. So after a 7 hour trip from Budapest or from Krakow, I made it to Budapest, and all in all, it wasn't it wasn't really what I had expected it to be. But hang on one moment, I want to turn off that light. Something like that. So, all in all, the bus trip wasn't what I necessarily expected or hoped it to be, but it was okay nonetheless. And I say that because when I booked the ticket, I I booked passage on a double decker. It was supposed to be a double decker bus, and I was supposed to be sitting at a table on the bus where I could have my laptop and comfortably work. But the bus that was supposed to pick us up, it was an hour late, and then in being an hour late, the bus the bus that was supposed to take us, the double decker bus, I guess, broke down or something, so they sent a replacement. And the replacement bus was a single level bus, um, and no there was no tables to speak of, and the seat assignment that I had was all the way at the back of the bus, at the very back of the bus. And I looked at that seat and I thought, oh, the seats don't go back or anything. And I was ready to get off that bus and stay another night in Krakow. But then I realized that the bus wasn't going to fill up, so I could get another seat. And I took a seat near a window. And considering that it cost, I think the bus ride cost all of $10 or something like that. I think it was like €10, which would be 11 or $12. But considering that it was only $12, the alternative, and I didn't opt to take the bus. The primary reason wasn't it wasn't the cash. It wasn't the money wasn't the primary motivation for taking the bus. Rather, it was just all the complexity of if I went by plane, it would be the better part of a 9 to 10 hour day, uh, involving flying to Krakow or Warsaw and then Warsaw to Budapest. If I went by train, it would still be a 10 to 12 hour day, and I would be changing platforms at three or four different train stations. And the bus was all of 7 hours to go by bus. So then, when you threw the money consideration into it, an airline ticket would have cost about $350, $400. Would have taken me longer to get there here, and and the um, and the train, that would have been another. I would still be sitting on the train as we speak right now if I had taken the train. So all in all, would I take the bus again? I might, but I would hope and pray that that the bus that I was supposed to be on would show up and not some replacement bus. But so here I am back in Budapest, and you can see I'm in a just a modest little apartment. I don't even know the name of the place, but just a very very modest little apartment. In the next room, they've got twin beds, and they've got a kitchen in here. I just had some dinner, and I don't know what it was, a Transylvanian cabbage casserole. Transylvanian cabbage casserole. So the supermarket is right next door. And I went down and I just wanted something fast and easy. And so I'm sure Edit, who's from Transylvania, I'm sure she'll like knowing that I had a Transylvanian cabbage casserole. But anyway, so being back in Budapest, it's so interesting. I don't know whether, I mean, it feels in so many ways, it feels like I belong here, and it's hard to explain that. And there may be those that would say that I feel like I belong here because I lived here for 3 years and I'm so familiar with it and I know my way around and what have you. And there may be those that think that, but the very first time that I came to Hungary, the moment the moment that I crossed that border, I was crying like a baby all the way to Budapest, driving down the highway, the H or M1, they call it the M, all the way to Budapest. I was just tears coming down my face. The very first time that I ever came to Hungary. So being back here and saying that feels like that I belong here. Um, Personally, I think it is more than just my own comfort level, but there's something else. But anyway, um, so it's I have some options now. I only booked this place. I booked this place here only until 3 nights: Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And tonight being a Friday night, I was thinking that I'd get off the bus and come here and shower and go walk along the Danube. But to be quite honest with you, I'm just exhausted, literally exhausted. And I find myself being exhausted, and I've got a major pro, uh, major project being released, going live on Monday morning, and I need all the rest I can get to wake up tomorrow morning and dot the I's and cross the T's on this final project. But so I'm going to stay in tonight, and as I find myself getting situated, my mind is racing. I'm here for in this apartment here. I'm here for 3 nights, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Check out Monday, and I could literally call the airlines and get on a plane Monday morning and be back home Monday afternoon, back to Florida, or I could go Wednesday or what have you. But now that I'm back here, and it's a beautiful summer evening, I find myself thinking that I shouldn't be so quick to hurry home, because hurrying home would basically I'd be hurrying home to August in Florida, or Florida in August, however you want to phrase it. But I'd be hurrying home to Florida in August, and Florida in August is not the prettiest of pictures. Let me tell you, it's hot and humid and sticky and bugs and all that, mosquitoes, and well, mosquitoes are bugs, um, but but anyway, so I find myself thinking that I've got to go check out. I haven't been to Balaton on this trip, and the other place that I haven't been, Balaton's the big lake on the eastern side of western side of Hungary, and then there's the Great Puszta. The Puszta, I think it's Puszta, Puszta. The Puszta is the Puszta it's the largest plain, the largest grassland in Europe, and that's where all the Hungarian cowboys come from, and it's really a special place. So I find myself thinking that over the next 3 weeks, maybe I should take a trip and go to the Puszta, and then maybe I should take a trip and go to Balaton. I definitely need to go to Balaton. There's a woman. For those of you that are on my Facebook, there's this woman Seems like the sweetest of ladies. Her name is, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing it, an Aniko. Aniko, is that would that be the proper Aniko? Nico, something Eniko. But anyway, Aniko, uh, Iniko. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm going to have to ask somebody tomorrow how to pronounce that. But anyway, so she was in a back in the day. Back in the day, I don't know exactly when that was. Probably the I'd imagine it would have been in the mid 80s, maybe mid 80s, late 80s, something like that. She was in one of the more popular, if not the most popular bands in Hungary, and they used to tour. And every time I watch the videos of her, and if you find her name on find her name on Facebook, go look her up on YouTube. But I get the impression that her band was kind of like the ABBA of Hungary. I get something like that. I'd have to I'd have to see her videos again. But anyway, she was one of the I think she might have been one of the backup singers, and she now lives in Boston, and she now lives in Boston. She has, I think, two sons, and she loves watching my videos. She loves seeing Hungary through my eyes, and I think that it's been a while since she's been here. But anyway, what made me think of her is that I was asking her if I were to go, if I could, go visit one place or do one experience that would be special to her as far as watching it on the videos, what would it be? And she told me there's this hotel in this city in the southern part of Balaton that she would really enjoy seeing a video of. So I may do that just for her. But we'll see how things turn out. So anyway, that is uh, that is it from Hungary. Well, it's interesting. As I was looking at the video this morning, every now and then I'll glance at how many people are watching the videos, and usually consistently, it's about 100 on a day-to-day basis. It's about 100. It's 100 views, give or take a dozen or so, of a video that I upload. And I got off the bus tonight, and I happened to glance at the video that I shot this morning, back to Budapest or something, and it had well over 190 views and just 7 or 8 hours, interestingly enough. But all right. Speaking of the videos and the views, those of you that have been following me on this trip, I did a video probably about, well, it was about a month ago, and it was called VACI, VACI, VACI Utsa. That's one of the first videos I did on this trip. And that video, in just a month, that video has had about 4,000 views. 4,000 views in a month. It's kind of mind blowing. That video will probably, at that rate, it'll probably have about 35 to 50,000 views a year would be my guess. So anyway, with all that being said, I have one fan out there watching right now, if I can call it a fan, but call him or her a fan. But anyway, take good care from Budapest, all right, and have a great night.